Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Candidly with Coffee.
Hey, we're back.
Mike, of course, he literally took a gulp right as I was about to click.
Take a sip, not a gulp. Stop exaggerating.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
This is not pretend, you guys. This is for reals.
Gosh.
This is for reals, my life.
That's her life.
Welcome back.
We're back.
Happy Friday.
Yes, ma'am. Let's go.
I hope you guys had a good week, but excited for the weekend. It was a short week.
It was.
Yeah.
I almost forgot. This Labor Day was like quiet.
Yeah.
10 years ago, what did I say to you? We'd be in Vegas or somewhere turned up.
No, we were, you know where we were 6 years ago? Memories came up. We were at the Pendry in San Diego because we were going to go to Cabo.
Oh.
But there was a hurricane.
That's right. There was a hurricane, so we went to the Pendry because Vegas was no good. Vegas had bad weather.
Yeah,
LA had bad weather.
Yeah. It was actually a fun vacation, too.
It was. The hotel was nice.
Yeah, the Pendry in San Diego.
Yes.
I recommend it.
We got to go back someday.
Yeah.
We never went back.
No, we never went back.
It had a pool party. It was cool.
They had a really good rooftop scene.
Yes. Yeah, it was cool.
That was good. Before we get too far into this episode, if you're not already subscribed to YouTube, please subscribe. Because I'm trying to get to 20K here.
Hey,
and you guys are going to help me do it. I'm at 435 or something like that. So we are on the way to 20K. So if you are watching and not subscribed, please subscribe and comment. We love the comments.
Yes,
and then,
of
course, leave us a 5-star
comments
review. Are you going to keep cutting me off while I'm speaking?
My bad.
Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We're up to 105. We're
105.
Crawling. The thing is, I think most people, actually, that brings me to a good question, because I think most people watch, or a good majority of our fans of the show watch us on YouTube. They're not listening. Yeah. But we do have a lot of downloads, so there is still a lot of listeners. But my question is, if you're listening to this show right now, even if you're listening to it, head over to YouTube. I want you to comment on this episode. I want to know, where are you from? How long have you been listening? And how did you find out about our show? How'd you find out about it? How'd you hear about us?
Some good questions.
So comment on this episode on YouTube, because I am genuinely curious.
Yeah. I used to do that on my Instagram page, and I get followers from all over the world. There was a trip like, hey, where you guys from? All my lives. In the muscle car community. Hey, where you guys from? India, Russia, Brazil. It was crazy.
On the lives.
On the lives, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
I just wanted to see, and I was like, damn, I got followers from all over the world, places I never heard of.
I actually had someone ask us if we would ever do a YouTube live. We talked about it, actually. Yes. So yes, we would.
Yes.
We'll think about doing that for sure.
We'll do it.
We'll just take live questions.
Yes, that one.
It'll just be a Q&A episode, and we'll take live questions, and we'll schedule it ahead of time with a time, and people can make it a point to
You know
join.
what I want to do, too? If we go out of town, do a podcast. Bring our stuff and do a podcast, like on the balcony or somewhere.
Oh, yeah,
out
of town.
Coffee shop.
Well, we'll probably have to, because I think we're going to try to go out of town in the next month or so. And maybe the end of, or sometime mid-October, maybe.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do it on location.
Yeah.
For sure.
We might come out of retirement and sneak into a pool party.
Before they close down for the year.
Yeah. Just go hang out.
We'd have to go before middle of October. I think they end in mid-October.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's possible.
You might spot us out in Vegas.
It is possible. Yes. So, yeah, I want to know. Okay, moving on to hot coffee topic. I have a couple that came across my feed that I want to share.
Hot coffee.
And the first one is, did you see the video of the police officer who got caught cheating on his wife? Someone was filming him kissing a girl and then getting into the back seat.
No.
Getting into the back seat with her.
Heard about this.
I'm gonna play it for you guys, and you can watch here too.
Vaya, para el carro, mira, para atrás la lleva, mira, ve. Como nos gustan los pijos a nosotros. Mira, pisando está, mira.
So that's the video. It is the police officer got caught walking the girl to the back of her car. Both of them entered into the back seat, and the wife came out. He's since been suspended. The wife came out and made a statement.
Man. These cops, boy. I knew a cop in San Jose got in trouble for something like that. Doing something stupid
Really?
like that.
So the wife says, "Thank you, everyone. Yes, this is very tough time for me and my kids. As embarrassing and painful as this is, please check in on us. We need the support, the love, and most of all, respect from the community." Apparently, she knows the person. So she recognized the person in the video. It's a friend.
Or a friend or somebody close.
But that is so blatant. They were so out in the open.
Like, what do you think? People weren't going to film you, bro? Like
it was like some Spanish guys across the street. You can hear them saying, "Oh, they're going to go in the back seat," but they're speaking in Spanish. Wow. They're going to go in the back seat. They're going to the back seat.
Yes, I understand them.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so the next one. If you haven't seen this, I died laughing, and I was like, "Oh my God, why do I feel like this would happen to me?" Watch this video.
The passenger had diarrhea all the way through the airplane.
A passenger's horrific bowel movement forced a Delta flight from Atlanta to Barcelona to turn around. In a text message sent to air traffic control, the captain explained there was diarrhea all over the aircraft.
Negative, it's just a biohazard issue. We've had a passenger who had diarrhea all the way through the airplane, so they wanted to come back to Atlanta.
The passenger said it dribbled down the aisle, and after using vanilla-scented disinfectant, the plane smelt like vanilla poo. They agreed the pilots made the right decision and had to rip out the carpets once they landed.
Some passenger on a Delta flight from Atlanta to Barcelona had explosive diarrhea on the plane, but not only in the stall, but in the plane. It was all up and down the plane.
The person couldn't hold it.
No.
They just, oh my goodness.
Okay, so this story has gone viral. This is an American person. This person is traumatized for life.
Yes. If they expose who it is.
But it could happen to anybody. It literally could happen.
I could tell you a story where it happened. It's embarrassing. I felt bad for the dude.
What happened?
Okay. I felt so bad. And I looked at everybody. I said, don't make fun of him. A fellow inmate, older white guy, tried to make it to the bathroom. He didn't make it in it through the dormitory and everything. In his living quarters and explosive, yeah. Yes. An inmate.
Oh, and who cleaned that up? He did. He had to clean up his own poop?
Yes, of course. He did. We helped out. We gave him the stuff. We all looked out, though. We didn't. I said, hey, that's an accident. Don't shame him. Leave him alone.
Oh, that's sad.
Dude was cool. Cool dude, too.
You know what it reminded
I made sure like, nobody messed with him, though. I was like, hey, that was an accident. You know how embarrassing that is?
That's what I'm thinking of whoever this poor person is on the Delta flight.
You couldn't. If somebody said, I'll pay $1 million to take that embarrassment for the rest of your life. I'm sorry, my pride is too much.
Okay, here's the thing. It's bad enough that they literally had the embarrassment of the people on the plane.
Yes.
But then to find out that the video was going to go viral.
Dude.
And end up on TMZ and the Daily Mail.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. But you know what it made me think of?
Wow.
Do you remember Colombia?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell the story. It's funny now looking back at it.
We were on keto.
Yes.
Hardcore keto. And Mike was using quick digesting fats for energy. Coconut because oil. When you lack carbohydrates, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
And so you thought it would be a great idea to take a big ass spoonful of coconut oil before we were going to walk to the gym in Colombia.
No.
Isn't that what you did?
Me, myself. You weren't with me.
Oh, I wasn't with you?
No,
I wasn't with you.
Me. I was by myself, babe. Because I was struggling. I was like, please, if there's a God out there, please let me make it to a bathroom. Please, my stomach was...
I was like, what possessed you to take a spoonful? And then I asked you, how much did you take? Show me. It was probably the equivalent of 2 spoonfuls of coconut oil.
Yeah, it was bad. Oh, my stomach. I learned a hard lesson. Thank goodness I didn't have an embarrassing moment like that.
Yeah, I had, when I was coaching primarily keto clients, I had several clients say that they had run-ins with their coconut oil.
Yeah.
Because that can happen. It causes diarrhea.
Bad.
And there was a huge trend early on in the keto phase where we were putting coconut oil and butter in our coffees.
Remember? Power
and
coffees.
Man.
400-calorie coffees. And you took me off of them.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the bowels.
The bowels,
Woo!
yes.
Yeah.
The bowels they hurt inside, for sure.
So that's why I genuinely, when I heard that story, I felt bad because it could happen to anybody.
Yeah. As much as you want to laugh, got to imagine how this person feels. I don't know who it is, if it's a man or a woman, but they're going to be exactly mortified. Their coworkers are going to know, their families are no friends. Dude.
They said that when they they brought the plane back, they had to rip the carpet out and recarpet the plane.
Yes.
And it was a biohazard.
Yeah. That's why, like, a friend of mine, he was so goddamn drunk, he peed in the hallway in Vegas on the carpet. It's a different story. They make you pay thousands of dollars because they have to bring a biohazard team, and they have to, that's considered biohazard. Any kind of fecal or waste, any kind of waste is considered.
Yeah, like throwing up.
That too. That's
if you vomit in
that smell never goes away.
Do you remember, I don't want to put this person on blast, but someone that we went to Vegas with, and she stayed with us at our apartment, and she went a little too hard at the pool party, and she was walking down the hallway. Luckily, we didn't have carpet in our apartment, and she vomited, and it went all over the hallway, like from where she was standing to all the way down the hallway. Do you remember?
No, I don't know. I don't remember that.
You don't remember who it was?
I don't remember that. Huh?
You don't remember who it was?
I have an idea.
Okay. But yeah, I was like, oh my God, thank God we didn't have carpet, because that would have been a nightmare.
We've had our fair share of people throwing up on our tables when we're in our party days.
Yeah.
Drink a little too much.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh. All right. The Hold My Coffee comment goes to George and Ralph. That's their name. This is an Instagram person by the name of George and Ralph. And they commented, "Put that poor dog down. It's an animal, not an accessory." Because I was holding Phoebe in one of my videos. I'm like, please. This dog, it gets treated better than an accessory. I'll tell you that much. This dog is royalty in this house.
Yes.
I probably didn't have her down because she was a puppy, and I didn't like to have her on the floor even before she had her shots, you guys. I was neurotic.
Super protective mom.
Neurotic. When people would come in with their shoes, I'd make them leave their shoes outside. I would be wiping everything because, I was afraid of like parvo and stuff.
Yeah, of course. You could drag stuff from the outside into the inside.
Anyways.
Puppies, and people don't realize that. There's a lot of dirt on our shoes when we're dragging.
Yeah, and the video is actually an older video, but so Phoebe was really young in it, and I did hold her all the time. So in a lot of my videos during that time, I'm holding her. Not to try to be cool or cute, is because I really didn't like to have her on the ground too much. I only put her on the ground in this room because I knew that I didn't allow any shoes in this room.
Yes, you had it very disinfected.
I was just super, crazy. Sorry. I can be that way. But anyways, it was annoying to me because then I go to this person's Instagram page, and it's George and Ralph is their animals. So they have a whole Instagram account dedicated to their animals, but yet you're coming at me for treating like my dog like an accessory. What are you treating your dog? Exploitation for over there.
Oh,
I don't know.
At you, homie.
Anyways, I don't have a lot of Hold My Coffees this recently, so I had to really grasp at straws for that one, but it did come in this morning. So I'm like,
I gotta say this about us. Better to be an overprotective dog owner than an underprotective. How many bad owners do we see out there walking their dog on a busy street with no leash? Come on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But they weren't treating me, acting like I was overprotective. To me, the comment was like I'm like trying to be Paris Hilton, all cute with the. Remember back in the day, people were getting dogs to be accessories.
Yes. Put them in their purse dogs, as they called them.
Yeah. We know someone who she wanted to be with that trend, but she really didn't like dogs.
Exactly.
And so she got them, and they didn't like her because she didn't like them. People don't realize dogs, you can't hide that from them.
No.
If you don't truly love them,
yes,
they will know, and they will not get attached to you.
And they'll reciprocate it right back to you. You're their whole life.
It's because their strongest sense is smell. And so they can smell when if you look at them and release oxytocin, which is the hormone of love, they smell it. So they're like, oh my gosh, that person loves me.
Yes.
And so if you're looking at a dog and you're releasing something else like adrenaline or cortisol, they're like, oh, this person doesn't like me. They get skittish with the person.
Yes.
They know because you cannot, it's the smell.
Nope.
And a lot of people don't realize that, but that's why dogs know when you're sick, when you're stressed, when you're sad.
They know all that.
It's because they are smelling you. They actually even use dogs to smell certain illnesses.
Yeah, sometimes before kids have seizures, they have those kind of dogs.
Yeah, because they
smell it, I guess.
Probably it's smelling. Yeah, it's all because we probably release a certain chemical that they can be trained to smell that certain chemical when we're about to have a seizure. Maybe it's a combination of hormones or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how they train service dogs. It's by smell.
Dude, because they can't speak, but they're actually smart, way more smarter than us. Their instinct is insane, the kind of instinct they have.
I know. And I honestly, lately, I really believe that we do not give them enough credit for knowing what's going on. No. They know. Like Pablo knows what's going on. He is a very smart dog. He knows. He gets annoyed when Charles goes out into the living room because then he's got to go to his crate, or he just like, he's very smart. I'm like, we cannot underestimate him. He knows what's happening. He knows what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, he gets mad at me if I tell him to go to his crate, but he'll go. Like, I'll be across the room and I'll look at him and go, Pablo, go to your crate. And he'll look at me and he'll still go to his crate. It's like a child. It's literally like a child.
No, they're funny for sure. Their personalities.
Anyways, we got a lot of personalities in here because we got a lot of dogs.
Yes.
All right, moving on to Comment Corner. This one comes to us from Kelly MO22. I found this channel about a month ago and it has changed my mindset for the better. I was on keto and struggling. I would lose 1 pound, gain 2 back. I was unsatisfied with my meals and truly missing carbs. I decided to switch it up. I watched a bunch of Jeanine's videos, took notes, calculated my macros. In the past almost 4 weeks, I've lost 6 pounds and gained amazing knowledge. Jeanine is teaching me wonderful things and Mike hypes me up. Thank you both. I love that.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I stopped doing keto, by the way, is just because I felt unsatisfied and I felt my cravings started to get out of control for things that I should be allowed to eat. Like I wanted fruit.
Right.
And a banana. Like, why am I vilifying a banana?
Because.
So that's why I stopped.
I like a balanced diet, like what we're doing, macros, balanced.
Yeah.
Just get to have a little bit of everything.
If you don't have to eliminate something, why eliminate it? If you don't have to. If it doesn't make you feel bad, why eliminate it?
Like last week, that wasn't my cheat meal or cheat day, as they call it, and I had a burger and fries, and I still lost weight because I made it work within my macros. That's it. People don't believe it, though. It's like they think it's like a magic, or I'm lying. Like, no, it's the truth. Just got to know
so
how
many
to plug
people
it in.
lie on social media, that's why.
Yeah.
But as a sub-comment to that comment was Hazard-ish 4810. She commented to Kelly and said, great job, Kelly. Me too. I've been binge watching their videos. It's been 3 weeks following their tips and down 5.6 pounds.
And how long?
3 weeks.
Hey, what's her name? Kelly?
This is Hazard-ish.
Hazard-ish. Great job. That's a lot. That's a big feat you accomplished. Trust me. Pat yourself on the back.
And then Kelly was, she's down 6 pounds, I think. Something like that.
Both of them.
6 pounds.
Awesome.
That's just from making changes based off of watching the videos. You know what I mean?
You didn't even do their macros. They figured it out on their own. But see, it's what do you always say? Consistency. You have to learn to love it. Learn to love it. It's like a game. Pretend like it's a game. You get better at it.
All right, moving on. This one comes to us from Alana M. 4803. She says, I look forward to starting on my Monday and Friday with you both. It's like the pep talk I need to get my head in the game. Thank you for being so real. It is truly appreciated. I do have a question. I started keto to lower my HbA1c. It worked out, but I wanted to have a balanced diet, so I started adding in carbs and gained some weight back and feel overwhelmed. Just curious on your views about being insulin resistant and counting macros. Might sound silly, but I struggle with worrying about insulin spiking because of not removing a food group and I'm wanting a balanced, healthy life. This is a great question, so I featured it. Okay, there's a couple of things that people don't realize about carbohydrates that I want to make sure that you guys understand before I get into this.
Break it down.
Carbohydrates cause us to retain water. So it is an illusion that you suddenly if you add carbs back into your diet and gain weight, it's not fat. Every good rule of thumb is every gram of carbs you consume, you're going to hold 3 grams of water.
Interesting.
For example, if you know how like our weight fluctuates throughout the week, if your weight in your tracking, it's cool because you can see the data. Say if my weight popped up today, like more than normal, and I know that's water weight, I'd look at my tracker from yesterday and go, oh, yeah, I did eat about 40 grams of carbs higher than I did the day before. So this makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you add back in carbs, you're going to pop up on the scale. It's just water. And eventually that'll balance out. If you keep your carbs steady, your weight fluctuations won't be so much if you keep that intake steady. But if you don't have to, you're not going to gain fat. But if you fluctuate your carb intake day to day, you're going to see more changes on the scale.
Yep.
If you're not eating in a surplus, it is not fat, so you do not have to worry. So sometimes just knowledge is power. Now, it is also a myth that you have to eliminate carbohydrates if you're insulin resistant.
Myth.
But you're more like my backup singer.
Yeah, like that.
But it is important to know that you should not eat naked carbohydrates because carbs are meant to be consumed with proteins and fats. That will balance out your blood sugar response. So you don't have to worry about those insulin spikes if you are consuming your carbohydrates with fats and carbs. Even things that are higher on the glycemic index, when consumed with a good fat, will lower the glycemic response. So a good example is like an apple is healthy, lots of fiber, but it is higher on the glycemic index, meaning your blood sugar responds more rapidly and higher to an apple. So if you eat an apple all by itself and you are somebody that is trying to lower that A1C or you're insulin resistant, you might not want to do that. But you still want to eat the apple, right? Eat the apple with some nut butter.
Perfect.
That will balance out that response and you can still enjoy the apple and you got some healthy fats in there. So it's just about knowledge. It is not true that you have to eliminate carbohydrates if you are trying to lower your A1C. But it is true that you should be really mindful of balancing out your meals. And just a good rule of thumb is I like to say no naked carbs.
Yep.
So don't just sit and eat a bowl of rice.
No.
Don't just sit and eat a bowl of pasta. And a lot of times what happens is people vilify carbs for what junk food did.
Exactly.
Junk food
True.
is not carbs. Junk food is actually usually a good combination of carbs and fats. And the fats is actually what makes that junk food really high in calories because fats are really calorie dense. Yes, so don't blame carbs for what the cookies and the chips and the donuts and the did because it's not carbs.
Isn't that funny how bread, rice, pasta for so many years got vilified, like you said, that they're not the villains. It's the chips, the cupcakes, the donuts, and all the other stuff that's really, like you said, the junk food. They're empty calories. You could live without those calories if you wanted to. If you
and it's easy. The junk food is delicious, right? Easy to overeat.
Easy.
So then you overconsume them. And when you overconsume them, yes, you're going to have a blood sugar spike and all of that, right? But you can lower your A1C and not gain weight and have carbs in your diet. You can absolutely do that.
There you have it.
It's just a matter of also knowing that the water retention, that's what freaks people out. And that's what also makes people think that keto is such rapid weight loss, because if you eliminate carbs or greatly reduce your carbs in a few days, you're going to see a big drop on the scale. It is not fat loss. So who cares? It is water. But people associate that with rapid weight loss when I eliminate carbs. It's the only thing that works.
No.
I stop eating carbs, I lose a lot of weight, but I eat carbs and I gain a lot of weight. All you're doing is you're emptying the water glass and filling the water glass. That's all you're doing. You're not, when you say that, we're not talking about fat.
Yeah.
We're talking about water.
Yes.
And that's just really hard to get people to grasp.
How about the sauna one? When people, I'm in with a sauna and sweat 30 minutes a day and sweat my fat off. It's water. As soon as you go back out and rehydrate, water.
And you're supposed to rehydrate.
Yeah, immediately.
It's actually imperative that you rehydrate all of the water that you lose during a workout or a sauna session. You are not supposed to stay in that state of dehydration. That's bad.
Real bad.
So yes, anyways, hopefully that answers your question and you can start incorporating some carbs. And listen, treats are okay also in moderation. The best rule of thumb I have regarding this is if you're following like a calorie limit and you are dedicated to your protein goal, you will not have enough calories to indulge in the junk food and the excessive carbs or treats, because then you won't be hitting your protein goal.
Exactly.
So if you just follow that rule of thumb of stay within the calorie allotment that you're trying to follow based on your goals or whatever it is,
your daily bank account,
and hit the protein goal, you're never going to overconsume all of those delicious things that are easy to overconsume because there simply just won't be enough calories left to do.
Exactly.
If anything, in a given day, I have enough room for one treat that's like a treat, right? Like an ice cream bar or something like that. On most days I have room, but some days, like if my meals weren't as protein dense, I'm like, shit, I don't have room for a treat today. It has to be like a protein bar because I still have protein I have to hit.
That was me last night. I had to finish off with 7 ounces of chicken because I was a little low on protein and my mashed potatoes, and that was it. No snack, no nothing. And I, boom, hit my macros. I was like a little bit left to go, but I didn't even.
So sometimes it has to be that way,
yes.
You know?
No treat. Not every day you got to treat yourself.
Okay, moving on to Inspired by Christ J3877. And she says, as you and Mike enjoyed your breakfast together, so different. Similar to me and my husband, us petite women cannot eat like Mike every day. So in my day in the life video, I shared you and I were eating our breakfast together.
Yeah.
And yes, you know what? Listen, I learned this a few years back. One of the cardinal rules that I was breaking as a woman, and especially when we first got together, we started to gain weight together, but I was gaining weight a little faster. So I had to go, wait a minute, what's going on?
Yep.
You cannot eat alongside your husband, eat what they eat.
Nope.
You cannot eat what they eat. You will gain weight so fast because look, his macros are 1,000 calories higher than mine.
Yes.
So if put it in perspective. If we order a cheesecake and we go, oh, let's be good, let's split it. If you want to split it correctly, he should have 3/4 and you should have 1/4. Yes. Because if 1,000 calorie piece of cheesecake is 500 each, he can afford a 500 calorie piece of cheesecake, but I cannot. That's 1/4 of my calories for the entire day.
Yeah.
Or 1/3. So yeah, just not going to work.
And hopefully more ladies are starting to wake up to that because I see them eating, and I'm not trying to shame anybody or talk shit. I'm just saying what I'm telling you, what I see out there. I'm just being truthful and honest. These ladies that are walking around these days are bigger than the men. And what they're eating, I look at their plates, I just have to look like, you cannot be eating
and
that
it
way.
Sucks. Trust me, I'm the first one to tell you guys, it sucks because appetite for appetite, I think I might have a bigger appetite than him.
This one. I didn't believe it. Remember when we first dated, you said you could eat a whole large cheese pizza?
I have a ginormous appetite.
This girl can eat.
It sucks because I have a huge appetite and I could eat what he eats every day.
Toe to toe. Easy.
But I can't. Think about this. If we went to the gas station, he is a truck and I am a Honda Civic.
Yes.
If we both try to put the same amount of gas into our cars, he's going to be cool, have a full tank and drive off into the sunset.
Happy.
I'm going to be sitting in a puddle of gas because it's going to overflow.
Yes.
So I actually...
damage your engine too.
One day I had to kind of have that revelation, not for the day-to-day, but I remember when I had that revelation on cheat days. I was like, shit, you know what? Even on cheat days, I have to make sure I eat half of what he eats.
Yeah. Because you'd be going 4 donuts, burrito, chips, and then sometimes we do something else.
And then you're like, cool. And then have you ever heard, I hear women say it all the time, oh, like my man never gains weight or he loses it so easily. It's because they have a bigger bank account.
Yes.
So they can spend more.
Yes.
And it's not fair.
It's not.
I wish it were fair, but it's not fair. They have a bigger gas tank.
We have a bigger skeletal system, muscle tissue, testosterone for sure. We're a bigger vessel. That's just the way it is. That's just the way we're made.
So he eats these big volume meals during the week, and I have my little yogurt bowl. He opts for regular eggs. I offer egg whites because I'm always looking to max volume for the less amount of calories because I do, just like you, we actually both like,
You're very good at stretching the calories.
Yeah, I try to increase the volume. But yeah, I loved that observation. So thank you for that comment. Okay, the next one comes to us from Beauty Geek. And she says, I just want to let you guys know how much of an inspiration you are. I love watching your videos, listening to your podcasts. I'm glad I discovered you later because now I can binge listen to them all at the gym. I'm fully invested in your content, quickly becoming a super fan, but not a creepy one. I had one question I was hoping you would address on your podcast. All over Instagram, I keep seeing these pictures of women who are in great shape. On the pictures, it says things like old calories, 1,400, new calories, 2,350. Is this legit? I want to build muscle and lose fat, but can you really work up to a point where you can eat over 2,000 calories a day and look amazing? All right. So super loaded question. First and foremost, I will tell you from someone who is an influencer in the space, a creator, whatever, there is a lot of people who lie on the internet.
A lot.
And they make their pictures, their before and afters, what they actually eat, what their macros really are. So it sucks because it's hard to filter through those weeds.
I know.
Look at that page you love, Goob.
Yeah, he exposes them.
He exposes the people who are just liars.
Goob U2. Is that his Instagram?
Yeah.
Goob.
There's even people who like, they lie about the weight that they lift because they're using rubber weights.
Yes. One dude got caught big time.
Yep.
Trying to be cool.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what are you doing?
Very difficult. And I understand like how it could be frustrating sometimes because you see a lot. I do see a lot of that where someone will even show their body like overweight and flabby, but eating less calories. And now it'll show them super muscular or whatever and eating more calories.
Yep.
It can be true. I can tell you that. But they are not talking about what that process entails in between that. Okay. Yeah. So like for me, I'll give you my example. For me, once I, like right now, if I was happy with where I am right now, I can eat 2,000 calories a day and stay like this.
Yeah.
It's possible. And like 3 years ago, my maintenance calories were probably closer to 1,800 calories a day. So it's gone up. Why has it gone up? Because I've put on muscle. I have maybe about 6 or 7 pounds more muscle on my frame. So that increases your calorie bank.
Yep.
It doesn't increase it significantly though, but it does increase it. So that's how also when someone's saying old calories, new calories, they could also be referring to their old calories as like these were the deficit calories and these are maintenance calories. Those are very different, right? So like and
they're leaving a little bit out of context. You're
yes,
right,
it's like out of context. So like my old calories would be my maintenance with my deficit calories, which right now is about 1,400 calories a day, 1,415 around there. And then my maintenance calories will be 2,000. And so I can do that post once I get to where I want to be, where I'm super fit and happy with where I'm at. And I can do that same kind of post, but it's totally taken out of context.
Yep.
But to answer the question, yes, you can. Obviously, once you get the fat that you want off your body, and then you work really carefully to get to your maintenance and slowly to figure out what that is, then you can work on during maintenance, your focus can be increasing muscle mass, lots of protein, really good resistance training program. And as you increase your muscle, your calorie bank will increase slowly. Yep. And sometimes you even gain weight in that muscle increase phase, even if you're trying to maintain. Sometimes the spillage starts to happen, you gain weight. Then you just put that extra calories, that extra weight to use in the gym, gain more muscle, and then do another like mini cut down the way. And you're constantly doing that. It's a forever thing.
Yeah.
But you can, every time you do that, you can build your calorie bank a little more. I think my calorie bank now is higher. It's higher than it's ever been. Like I've never been maintenance 2,000 calories a day. It's a good place. That's a place that I built that. Like I said, 3 years ago, I remember right at the pandemic, my deficit calories were 1,100.
Damn.
And my maintenance was like 1,650 or something like that.
Wow.
But I will say, what did I do to increase my bank? I increased muscle. So even as I've gone through periods of time in my journey where I've put on some fluff, which right now I have some fluff, I never stopped working out. So I've been adding muscle onto my body.
You stay consistent,
right,
pushing your body, and you're always trying to elevate. And even now, I see you trying to challenge yourself, and that's the only way you're going to put on muscle.
So that's been a thing, but also I've increased my activity.
Steps.
A lot of times people aren't giving you the full picture. Also, it sounds sexy for Instagram. It's cool. It gets people to want to work with somebody. So like, oh, but then you work with that person and they give you your program and you're like, what? Why do I only have 1,200 calories?
That's too rigid.
You eat 2,400. Why can't I eat what you eat?
Yep.
But also, I think I've said also 10 times, but sorry. Also, it depends on your stature.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you can see someone on the internet. What's their height?
Yes.
Height has a huge impact on your total daily energy expenditure.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest factors.
If you're 4'11", how much you think you'd be able to eat? I was just talking about that. You said you have some short ants in your family?
Yeah, very
Under 5
little.
footers?
Yeah, so, because listen, less skeleton, less like bones, all of that weighs less.
Tissue.
So the smaller your vessel, the lower your calories will be. So you might never have those higher numbers.
You just made some people angry. Like, why are smaller people got to eat less? Hey, don't be mad at us. We're just telling you what it is. We didn't make the rules. It's just what it is.
Yeah. It's logical sense, though. Food is fuel. We love it and enjoy it and all the things. We're lucky that we get to do that. But technically, it's just fuel. So if you think about it like, it's like you're stomping your feet that you can't put 2 gas tanks worth of gas in your Honda Civic.
Exactly.
But it's a small car. It doesn't need that much.
No, it doesn't.
It's smaller. It's easier to operate. It's going to go far. You know that truck that filled up? The Honda Civic's going to go further on its tank of gas because it's small. It uses less fuel.
Yes.
The truck took in more fuel, but why? Because it uses more fuel.
Yep.
So your body needs more fuel to function because you're a bigger vessel than mine. So there's so many factors at play, but I think it's just important to remember the moral of the story is that social media is usually not painting a very true picture.
No.
A lot of the times, sadly.
Unfortunately.
Because people are using those, it's kind of clickbait, like sensationalized posts or clickbait type things. They're using that to get your money in a lot of in a lot of ways. And honestly, a lot of times you tell me, I have a transformation gallery on my website, but you always tell me, why don't you share more client pictures or whatever? Because
I think you should.
I know, and I do. Sometimes I get on a kick where I'll be like, you know what, I'm going to share client pictures. But a lot of times it's hard for me because I feel like I don't want to exploit somebody's success unless they tell me, if they say, or if they post
should want to exploit the success. You should be proud of what you accomplished. I don't understand what's so hard with that.
Because a lot of people are private.
I understand that, but I don't know. It's just my opinion.
I agree. No, I understand. I definitely could share more, but it's just...
It's a space we're in. That's what we do. That's what everybody does. It elevates other people. It inspires other people.
No, I agree.
Success, they're like, oh, I have a fighting chance. It's a domino effect.
No, I agree. And I do have plenty out there. I just don't. I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, you can't hide it from the world. You shouldn't hide from the world. You should exploit yourself to show them, like, look what I became. Anyone can do it.
Yes, other people. But they have to want to do that.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Everyone I work with is super confidential unless they give me
100%
authority to do. We do share more so in like our private group and stuff like that. You will be sharing.
Of course I will.
Yeah. But I think men are more open to it, I feel.
Probably. I see women too on there, though. I see it all now. It ain't just men. It's everybody. You should celebrate your success.
I agree.
It's a hard thing. It's a feat. Listen, so many people are successful in business and life, relationships, everything, but they're not successful with themselves. Mm-hmm. They can't master themselves. It's crazy to me. These are successful people, but they have no clue how to master their own selves.
You have to want to.
Yes. Everybody should want to, though. That's like having a secret weapon. I don't know, like you master yourself. You really know what you're made of, what you can go through. You got to suffer a little bit. You got to know what it feels like to be hungry. People give in too easy.
Yeah, we've recently been talking about that, like sitting in your hunger.
They came sitting there hungry for 10 minutes and they're whining and crying.
Yeah.
I'm hungry now, right now as we speak, but I got to go train. I don't have time to eat. That's fine. I'm not going to die. It's just a little hunger. Ooh, what to do? I'll drink some water. Shut the fuck up. Let's go.
Yeah, sometimes on busy days, like yesterday, I skipped an entire meal. And I just doubled up on I had a nice big dinner. Oh, it felt so good to have a big dinner. I feel like I need to do that more often because it felt really good to have so much calories to work with that I had a big dinner.
And that's what works for the fasting community. That very week, they fast so they can have 2 large meals
instead
at
of
the end of the day. Go home. go to bed happy, full. That's works. You got to find what works for you. I like big meals too.
It felt good. I think I'm like, man, I got to do that. I got to do that more often on a day that I'm busy. Think this is a day that I'll have a little snack in the morning, and then I'll have just one big meal and then a bedtime snack.
Yeah. It's fun, huh?
That was nice because I
slept like a baby.
Oh, I enjoyed it. It was so enjoyable.
I bet.
I
like those too. Like at the end of the day, I still got 1,000 calories left.
Oh, but this guy, it sucks because
I like to fast sometimes.
You have your deficit macros, your calorie intake. We figured out as your average calorie intake can be like 2,700.
Yeah.
And you're still losing weight at
more
20.
Like 2,800. Can
you imagine, ladies that you're listening, if you could be losing weight and eat 2,800? That's what when I talk about I can't wait to shout to the rooftops when something like that hits the market that like doubles your energy expenditure, like doubles it. So like my BMR, my total daily energy expenditure on a given day is about 2,000 to 2,200 calories a day. That's why my maintenance is at 2,000. But what if it was 4,000? What if I could take something that would make it be 4,000?
That'd be insane.
I would be able to eat 4,000 calories a day.
It'd be game changer.
Do you doubt me that if I knew that I could eat 4,000? Do you think I could do it?
Yes. Easy. I've seen you scarf down a burrito when we were first dating, like faster than me. I look like, damn, this chick can eat. You polished that thing off.
I didn't have any embarrassment either.
No,
I just chowed
okay.
down.
You're yourself, and that's why we're married and we ourselves. We're not trying to be like, I'm gonna order the salad. I'm okay. No.
And then they go home from the date and they really eat.
Yeah, they're gonna go to order a salad on the date, and then you're gonna go to a drive-thru. Who you fooling?
Yeah.
Order what you want.
I never did that. I wanted to eat.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Order what you want to eat.
Yeah, that's so funny. I had no qualms about just scarfing down that burrito.
I could throw down 5,000 a day too if I wanted to. Usually on Saturday, sometimes I'll go crazy.
Yeah.
What did I do one day? We calculated like 6,000. I did we did sushi. I think I did Thai food, pizza. It was crazy. I did an experiment. Then I fasted for 36 hours. I weighed myself.
Yeah, that was about a month ago.
I think I was like 6 pounds of water or so, 7 pounds of water. And then 36 hours later, the water was gone. Go figure.
By the way, you know what's interesting, guys? I'm going to leave you with this last little tidbit that I realized. I realized that I have been slacking in my water intake, like significantly slacking. Like maybe drinking one water jug total per day, which is less than 40 ounces. And I realized why that is. It's because my bladder was leaking. And so I subconsciously started drinking less water because I just didn't want to deal with the ramifications of that. And it was interesting. So I did a little experiment on myself this week. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to up my water intake again now that my bladder leakage is under control. And I'm going to see how much, if it changes the scale. So I'm like, today I'm going to drink a gallon of water. So I drank a gallon and the scale dropped 3 pounds.
Yeah.
3 pounds overnight.
That's a trick that fighters do. Before you're going to hit the scale, you're drinking like 2 gallons a day.
Yeah.
Peeing. You're just pushing the water and you're sweating through the sauna and you're drying out.
Yeah.
So, that's why your water drops.
Because, you release water. Yes. So people think, but that makes no sense. Won't I retain water if I drink water? No, it actually, your body will hold less water if you drink enough water. So I will leave you guys with that. Make sure you are getting your water intake in. Hydrate. It will reduce your bloating. You'll stay nice and hydrated. It keeps your metabolism really healthy. Yep. So I'm
hydrated.
I'm back on my water game. I'm drinking, trying to go 1,000. I'm trying to go a gallon a day, but I'm not going to carry around the gallon jug because it's too heavy. All right, you guys, thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.